And hey, we are live. Give everybody a minute to pile in here, and then we will get this horse out the barn. I got just a few videos for you today. Pam Bondi got sworn in as Attorney General this morning. I'll have to watch that. I like Candace. Um, and then the other video I got is this girl on TikTok was going off the rails about Doge, Doge, and the Democrats complaining about Elon, and she breaks it down real good. She gives this really good rant, and then at the end, she tells them they're fucking retarded. So we'll watch that in a minute. But first, I want us to watch the video of Pam Bondi getting sworn in. This is really good. That's not it. It's supposed to be this one.
The role of Attorney General comes with immense responsibility, but I have absolute confidence that Pam will fulfill her duties with honor and courage and strength and fairness. She's going to be fair. She's going to be very fair. And now I'd like to invite Justice Thomas to administer the oath of office. And thank you all for being here. It's a very important day, I believe, in our country's history. Thank you very much.
Yes, we will.
I do solemnly swear
I, Pamela Bondi, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will
Right.
support
They
and
need
defend
to look
the
into Liz
Constitution
Cheney.
of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and
I
that
agree,
will well
Julianne.
and faithfully
discharge the
Liz
duties
Warren
of
is a
the
big
office
time
on which
Karen.
I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Says, I just want to introduce her very, very handsome husband. I hate being around him. He looks too good, and he's been a tremendous factor with Pam, and just a beautiful relationship. Who's here? And Mother, look how good you look, huh? Look how good. So I just wanted to introduce them. And Pam,
Thank
have
you,
fun,
President.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah. She looks really good for 59, don't she?
Thank you, President Trump. I've known you for many, many years, and I will not let you down. I am truly honored that you have asked me to take on this role, and I will make you proud, and I will make this country proud.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank all of my friends who are here today, my dear friends and my family, my mom, my husband, my pastor, Aaron Burke is here, so many of my good friends and my colleagues. So thank you all so much, and I will restore integrity to the Justice Department, and I will fight violent crime throughout this country and throughout this world and make America safe again.
Well, right. They have been close personal friends for 25 years. That's why when somebody said he'll fire her just like he did all the others, I said, no, no. They have been close personal friends for over 2 decades, and they really are close as friends. So now we're going to get into this other video. This this girl goes off the wall on the Democrats, and the video is just really funny, but it's also enlightening, and she just lets them have it. And I thought it was good and that we needed to share it. So here we go.
Keep waiting and waiting and waiting for Democrats to start fucking redeeming themselves, and every single time I turn around they make it fucking worse. Just 100% no turnabout rate, nothing. It is just going downhill for the Democrats, dude. Can you please tell me, if someone, right, robbed a fucking bank, okay, let's talk about a hypothetical before we get into the real shit real quick. If someone robbed a bank, someone watched the security footage, saw who robbed the bank, told you who robbed the bank, you caught who robbed the bank, are you gonna be mad at the person that robbed the fucking bank or the person that told you you were being robbed? Okay, that's what's going on with Elon Musk right now. For those of you that don't understand, okay, Elon Musk was hired for the Department of Government Efficiency. What does the Department of Government Efficiency do? What is its main number one goal? To make sure that our government is running efficiently, dumbasses. And here you are, literally trying to shoot the fucking messenger because he is showing you that a lot of our money is being wasted on shit that is not needed. What type of fucking transgender opera do you need overseas? What type of all of these DEI inclusivity programs do you fucking need to be spending our money on overseas? And instead of being mad at the people that are stealing our fucking money and spending it 100% irresponsibly, you're mad at the man who told you you were being ripped the fuck off. You are a fucking cult member. Plain and simple. There is no saving for you, okay? Every single time you guys continue to peddle these lies, you are screaming more and more that you're a cult member. And the more and more you do it, the more and more the moderate Democrats are going to fucking leave you. Keep going. Keep fucking going. Show your utter stupidity. It's what you've been doing for 4 years. Keep it up. The rest of us are happy that we found out what we already knew, that we were being robbed. It must be shocking for you to deal with facts, but they're going to keep coming out. Our government has wasted billions upon billions upon billions of fucking dollars for shit that is not important to American citizens. And you're mad at Elon Musk and not at your fucking representatives? What are you, fucking retarded? You have to be.
So I got to share that. But she points out some very good things. She points out that we're shooting the messenger instead of fixing the problem. It's just beyond me the stupidity of some Democrats to complain about what's going on over here when they're doing shit over here. Yeah, she does. I gave her a video a like on, well, you give it a heart on. Yeah, I thought the bank robbing analogy was great. I thought she really hit home, used the right analogy for the right thing. That doesn't surprise me. But they're too stupid to realize it won't pass because they don't have the majority. It was pointed out to me last night that here's what's likely to happen. Hey, Zach, that Trump is doing all this stuff in a breakneck speed because he knows he can't run for office again in 4 years. So they said that maybe what he will do is get all this stuff done in 2 years and then hand it over to J.D. Vance. I thought that's interesting. And also, Trump and his little one-liners, I think, is hilarious. Yesterday, they were signing an executive order dealing with Iran. Yeah. How did she go from being broke when she came to Congress to now $30 million net worth? But Trump said yesterday he was signing an executive order dealing with Iran, and one of the reporters brought up that there's an active hit out on President Trump by Iran, and he stopped, put the pencil down, and looked up, and he said, there have already been instructions given that if Iran were to do something like that, we will annihilate Iran. There will be nothing left. And he picked up the pen and kept writing like he never said nothing. But if he's already given the word what to do in the case of a hit by Iran, yeah, he said he left instructions to annihilate Iran. He said the orders have already been given that if Iran, if something happens to me and Iran is responsible, they know what to do. And I thought that was really smart that he's already thought this through and, given um, his cabinet members that have been approved their marching orders, so to speak, on what to do in case that were to happen. Yeah, it's an act of war, is right. Yeah, people still buy books, Zach, but they buy them on these things called e-readers. It looks like a smaller version of an iPad, but it's there for reading books. Barnes and Noble sells a ton of them. Part of the deal and beyond. Yep. He signed the executive order already pulling us out of the Paris Climate Accord. And then he explained why. That's why I like him as president, because he explains what he's doing right in front of the cameras. No hiding behind closed doors. Everything's up front and in the open. He said the main reason for pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords is they want us, America, to pay $50 billion a year starting immediately. In China, which is 3 times bigger than us, they don't have to start paying for 10 years. Right. But most conservatives don't use Netflix because it's just liberal propaganda, most of it, because Obama is on the board of directors. He's also an executive producer. And Biden, well, he needs to be in a home somewhere being well taken care of instead of pushing him out in front of the media every so often. So if everybody will like and share and subscribe, that would be appreciated. We like it when people comment in the comment sections. Yeah, he got a boatload of money. And then he said something to the effect of that he kept 2.1 million out of 200 million. That's, then that said something like, that's not much money. 2.1 million for average American citizens is a ton of money, you know? It's a lot of money. Lottery, yep. Like, hey, I won the lottery. Woohoo! Let me go spend it. Oh, damn, I'm broke now. That's why they try to tell people to take the yearly payments. Don't take the yearly payments. Take a lump sum, get you an investor that you can trust, and invest it. Right. Them are some lucrative book deals. You and me couldn't get that kind of book deal. I was going to write a short little memoir thing about my dad because he was in World War II. And I was told I would have to pay for um, printing. I would have to personally go and push the books, and that would be how I made my money. That they would not help me out in advance. Yeah, there's all kinds of scams that go on in Congress. All kinds of stuff. You know, I live here in Montana. This is considered cattle country, and you can get a good steak dinner at a restaurant here for about $50. That same steak dinner in Washington, D.C. is $1,000. Now tell me somebody ain't making money off that. If I can get a steak dinner here with um, with a potato and a salad and soup and well, the one place has a salad bar, but you get a soup with it for $50, and then you go to D.C. and a steak and a potato and a vegetable and salad bar is $1,000. Somebody making money there. Yeah, I like the way he's not messing around this time. He is not messing around, and he's doing it all publicly, so there's no accusation of backroom deals. While he's signing executive orders, he has the press in there, he has a camera there. The guy tells him what he's signing, and he signs it in front of the camera, in front of the press. Now tell me that that isn't trying to be transparent. That is about as transparent as you can get, isn't it? Oh, well, let's see. Her first target. There's going to be a couple. Okay, so she was on the ground in 2020 in Pennsylvania when all the shady shit was going on. And nobody at the Senate wanted to hear what was going on. Okay, so she can't really ignore the blanket pardons, but what she can do, since they've got a pardon, now they have to come in and they have to testify in front of Congress, and they cannot take the fifth. If they take the fifth, that is contempt, and they can be sent to jail. Yeah, but okay, so here's a couple of her targets. Letitia James in New York and Fannie Willis in Atlanta, and believe it or not, Bill Barr, former AG, because one of the witnesses in the Georgia case, Trevion Cootie, she has evidence. Right, they have to allocate to their crime. She has evidence that it, Bill Barr, hey, Amy Donnie, welcome. she has evidence that Bill Barr was the ringleader on um, the Trump prosecutions. That Bill Barr talked with Letitia James, talked with Fannie Willis. Bill Barr got the case assigned to Juan Merchan, and Trevion said she gave all of that information. Well, I am doing fine, Amy Donnie. How are you today? Glad that somebody from X came over and is chatting, conversing in the chat, shall we say? Because I never know how many people on X are listening because a lot of people on X don't come in and converse in the chat. They just listen. We welcome everyone. Thank you, Julianne. I just want to see this channel grow, and it's good that we're getting an average of 14 listeners, but like I explained the last stream, it tells me 14, but it doesn't tell me individually where they're coming from. It just lumps all of them together. And right, they didn't think he could win, and they didn't think that their BS would get caught up with. Okay, thank you, Julianne. They didn't think that their BS would ever get caught up with, that it was them that was prosecuting Trump. It was them behind trying to get Trump unalived. And it just really ticks me off that they thought they could get away with it. You know, any he said that when they tried to unalive him, that they wanted to carry him off the stage in a stretcher. And he told them, no, absolutely not. I can walk. Think how many other presidential candidates would have just gotten on the stretcher. Yeah, Megyn Kelly yesterday went on PBS and she let them have it. The interview started out like, they were wanting to know what she felt like being a girl in a boy's world, blah blah blah. She turned that shit around on them, and that was hilarious. I was laughing. And she said that since Butler, that Trump has changed. She said he has changed. She said he realizes that he has a very short amount of time to get his things done, and that nothing is going to stop him from getting his objectives done. Which I agree that, you know, like being said, the audacity of all of them. You know, the one that I'm most angry at is Bill Barr. He's a fellow Republican, but now I consider him a turncoat. When I heard the evidence that he was the ringleader to go after the former president, that's borderline treason. But it's because he was a former president that I think they will kind of skirt the issue. But now that Pam Bondi is the attorney general, they're going to shake in their shoes. Right. Well, Trevion Cootie has given her information that she has on Bill Barr. She's given that to Cash Patel. She said it was Bill Barr that chose Juan Merchan. Bill Barr met with Fannie Willis, met with Letitia James, told them what to do. She has pictures of Bill Barr with Fannie Willis, of Bill Barr with Letitia James. And she said, yeah, she said, without Bill Barr, they would have never gone after him because she said, our country doesn't do that. And then Megyn Kelly said something yesterday. She told PBS, she said, because you guys, meaning the Democrats, went after a former president with all this BS, she said, now everything has changed. She said, and I don't want to hear you guys complain about us going after you when look at what all you did. She said, just look at what you did. You tried to bankrupt him. You tried to put him in jail. When that wasn't good, you pushed the rhetoric until somebody tried to unalive him, not once, twice. She said, so I don't want to hear you guys. I would not want her as my opponent's lawyer. she's a card carrying lawyer. She practiced law for 10 years. But they started all this. And then when we come back at them, they're trying to say, no, no, you guys can't do that. Well, you guys did far worse. And then Megyn Kelly said the obvious. She said the Mar-a-Lago raid was not a raid, it was a setup. She said FBI agents do not bring in evidence to a crime scene. They do not sit the folders in neat little areas and take pictures. She said, no, they don't do that. They don't operate like that. That was a setup. She said, and then where they went a line too far is when they went in Melania's closet and tossed her underwear garments on the floor and turned her bedroom upside down without cause. There was no reason for that because the the files that they were looking for were not even in the residence. They were in his office outside of the residence. There was no need to go in Melania's closet and toss her closet and go through her underwear drawer and everything. That was uncalled for. That was totally uncalled for. Oh, in the get Trump tactics? Okay. So this may give you a scale. Okay. We've all heard of the January 6th trials. The FBI admitted yesterday that they had 5,000 agents on the the J6 trials, which there was 1,658 trials, or cases rather. So that's like 3 agents per case. It's outrageous. Yeah, the ants ransacked Barron's room too. And then at Jimmy Carter's funeral, they wanted Melania to sit next to Jill Biden. That didn't happen. I don't blame her. I do not blame her one bit. Would you want to sit next to the wife of the man who basically tried to have your husband unalived? I don't think so. I don't think that's reasonable for anyone to expect that. Hold on. There, fixed it. Jill is just, she's so fake. She she tells everyone call her Dr. Jill. She's not a doctor. She has a PhD in education. Most people that have a PhD, yeah, they can be called doctor, but they don't run around telling people, make sure you call me doctor. I'm Dr. Jill. I'm not First Lady Jill. She did that the first week that Biden was in office. Told the staff that they better call her Dr. Jill. And then I've been thinking about the thing that was said yesterday. I forget which YouTube channel I was watching when they said it, but I've been thinking about it, and it makes a little bit of sense. Okay, so here's my theory on. They were saying that in 2 years, Trump will have all of this done, and then he can just hand it off to JD. JD can then pick who he wants to be his vice president. Right. And I thought, so now here, I have a very logical brain. And so here's what I was thinking. And you guys tell me if my thinking is off. Okay. Trump has insisted that Tulsi be DNI, Director of National Intelligence. Okay. If he hands off the presidency to JD Vance, and JD Vance can pick whoever he wants for vice VP, I would bet that JD picks Tulsi for VP. I've been thinking about that since they said that yesterday. I thought he's giving a master class in what to do, and JD is paying attention. And JD told about having to go and vote for Pete Hegseth. Um, I would have said that too, Bank, but about a month ago, Vivek came out very, very anti-American. He said that no American tech company should hire an American kid to work there, that they should all hire H-1B visas from India. And then he continued on. He said, because American parents are satisfied with their children being mediocre. That was it for me, because I know that American parents want the best that their child can do. And he was trying to blame American parents for their kids being mediocre by what television shows they let them watch, that they should not let them watch TV or play video games, that they should be making them read and do math and do science first. And I sat there looking at the TV and thought, every child is not the same. You can't push the same BS on every child. You have to go individually, child by child, and let them do what their strengths are. Am I right, Bink? Right. The Department of Education, I renamed it the Department of Failure, because you have a majority of kids who cannot read, who cannot write. And the money goes to the Department of Education, and what do they do with it? They give it to the teachers union. They let the teachers union decide what should be taught. No, that should not be. Right. Um, there was a school, I think they said in Baltimore, where, get this, sophomores in high school could not even read at the first grade level. They said they would put their reading scores at 0. That should be a huge wake up call. Right. Hold on for a second. Okay. You know, my cousin is a retired teacher. Her name is Jerry Kruger. She was one of the good teachers. That girl taught uh, behavior disorder kids history, and that girl taught those kids their history. She's retired now, but still, she was one of the good ones. Zach, in Baltimore, at that one high school I mentioned, the they said the reading level of sophomore students was less than first grade. That's an epic failure. You can't have kids in high school that can't read at a first grade level. Come on now. And they found out something too that about USAID. USAID originally was a good thing. It was a way for us to get food. Right. But my issue with Vivek, Julianne, is don't blame the parents for their children not being able to do well at school when it's the school's fault. So, how does the school valedictorian be functionally illiterate? Make that make sense. The school valedictorian has to get up and read a speech. It's usually a whole page that they have to write out. That's one of those things, make that make sense, right? And see, I also have an issue with the governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine. He went to Mar-a-Lago on Christmas Eve and met with Donald Trump. He told Trump he wanted to put Vivek in the Senate because he did not want Vivek to run for governor. And would he please tell Vivek to call him so that they could meet? So Trump picked up the phone right then, called Vivek, and told him to set up a meeting with DeWine. And so New Year's Day, right, I agree with you, Bink. They don't want to be the bad guy because DCF threatens parents. If you spank your child, we'll take your child away from you, which is a bunch of BS, but it is what it is. Where was I? I interrupted my own train of thought. Yeah, Julianne. I was sitting in my chair. Oh yeah, Trump told Vivek that Governor DeWine wanted to meet with him about being senator to go meet with him. So Vivek went and met with DeWine on New Year's Eve. The next week, on a Wednesday, DeWine come out and named his lieutenant governor as a senator and said he didn't like being pressured to name someone as a senator, so he was going to name someone he knew. I just shook my head because it was DeWine that went to Trump and said, please have Vivek call me so I can meet with him about being senator because I don't want him to run for governor. And then Vivek does that. Vivek goes and meets with him right away. And then DeWine blames Trump, says that tries to say that it's Trump's fault for being pressure. So he puts his lieutenant governor as the senator. So I said, when I saw that, I said, you stabbed your fellow Republicans in the back. They will not forget this. When Vivek heard that he named Husted, I think that's how his name is pronounced, it's Husted. He said, that's fine. I'll run for governor and I will win. So then people tried to make a big deal out of him leaving Doge and tried to say that he was being forced out because Elon couldn't get along with him, made up a bunch of crap. And it's like, no, that ain't got shit to do with it. That ain't got shit to do with it. If you are running for office, once you announce for office, you can't have any connections within Washington. So because he said he's running for governor of Ohio, he has to leave his Washington job. At least that's the way Trump runs the presidency. If you announce for a political position like governor, then he doesn't want you um, working with, I guess would be the right term, the leaders in Congress. He wants you solely focused on winning your race. So that's all I got for y'all today. I really enjoy doing this with y'all. So we're going to call it to a close right here. No, that's the wrong one. There. So bye, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah. Gee whiz, dog. He does that every once in a while. He kind of half snores. Yes, he was. There are some pictures that I can't show on YouTube, but Bridget is still a male. Let me put it that way. She has her intact male parts. Let me put it that way. If I can find a decent picture, right? The other woman had their kids. But see, we need to do a whole stream on that because Europe doesn't look at that kind of stuff like we do. Europe is a whole different ball of wax, so to speak. Let's cover that tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. Same time, 2 o'clock Eastern. That's 12 o'clock Mountain Time. That gives me time to get the dog taken care of and something to eat, something to drink, so on and so forth. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about the Macrons. Okay? Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.